SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
State Treasurer David McRae has put hundreds of millions back into the hands of Mississippi citizens, expanding the state's affordable college and career savings program and also returning record amounts of unclaimed money. Check out how Treasurer David McRae's office can help you, your business, or your organization. Treasury.ms.gov.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar.
It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute.
Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. Steve Azar here, always grateful for the state that gave me just the knowledge and the ability to have profound hospitality, because that's who we are. Go to visitmississippi.org, check out, plan a road trip, and you won't regret it. And bring folks in, because a lot of times they won't want to leave once they visit us. We're that cool in this hallowed ground we call Mississippi. Today's guest is a repeat. It's been a while. I was grateful to see him recently at an event with a whole lot of our wonderful National Guard folks there in Flowood, Mississippi, at the refuge. It was spectacular. It was a wonderful day. And I saw this big presence and I thought, man, first thing I want to do is give him a hug, and then we started talking about the show, and we said, let's do it again. So he spent a great deal of his life protecting folks like you and me. In the Mississippi Army National Guard, made it his life as a combat engineer all the way to Major General. He has received 2 Bronze Stars, the Combat Action Badge, the Bronze, Silver, and Gold de Fleury medals. I want to make sure I got that right. An Ole Miss grad, he also spends his time in D.C. representing this great state of ours, continuing to serve, which is what he's done his whole life. He won a special election in June 2015 to represent Mississippi's 1st congressional district. He has not looked back. He's been really good for our state, I can tell you that. What a good guy. My brother Joe absolutely loves this man. So let's get to it right now with Major General, Congressman, and really good guy in Trent Kelly. Hello there.
How are
Major
you today,
General.
Steve?
Oh.
How are you, man? Always great. It was great to see you last or a couple of weekends ago. And I said, I enjoyed being on your show so much first time. I said, man, let's do this again because it's always fun because I think you and I are passionate about the same thing, our Mississippi.
Are you in Panola area or where are you? Are you in D.C.?
I'm in Tupelo right now. I'm
Tupelo.
in my Tupelo
Tupelo's
office.
your office. That's right. Okay. I got to get my districts
I've got
right.
several.
Yeah. That's true. So what's your representation as far as district wise? How far does it comb?
So I get to Soda and Tate County and it starts angling across and I go all the way down to Lowndes. So I've got Lafayette, I've got Calhoun, I've got Lowndes, I've got a little piece of Oktibbeha, of course, Lee and the whole northeast corner, and I go all the way across the state to the river into Soda, but after that it starts kind of cutting east across the district.
You ever think, you're in Tupelo right now, do you ever just sort of driving and you see Elvis's original house and just, do you ever think about the size and enormity of what that did for the world of music and Mississippi?
Well, I mean, we got Elvis, we got B.B. King.
Oh, sure.
We got Steve Azar, we got Martin
yeah.
Stewart, we got Jimmy Rogers. I mean, you just go on and, I think being a state with as much rich history, but we just had some of the greatest authors and musicians and just artists in the whole world right here in Mississippi. It's just amazing. And I think the culture has a lot to do with that, Steve.
It does. I've always felt like athletically and musically, poetically, anyone that potters, whatever it is in the arts world or sports world, we don't have the numbers, but we got the quality. And it's like on steroids. And the impact that's been made has changed the world and moved the world. And can we ever put our finger on that and why? It's like magic to me.
Again, I just think it's the culture and the way that we're raised and the amount of pride that we have. But, we didn't mean to talk about this guy, but Eisenhower's mentor was a Mississippian, Major General Fox Connor from Calhoun County, Mississippi. And he was Pershing's chief of staff in World War I. He was Eisenhower's mentor. I mean, we just have great people from here all the time.
Wow, it's amazing. All right, Lou, you and I think we had this discussion about Marcus Dupree. Right?
I still have brain damage, I think, probably that. But
I want to hear it.
So Marcus, man, the first time I saw him play, I saw him return a kickoff the first time he touched the ball. And I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I was okay, but I wasn't great. So I did special teams, and we wound up playing them in the Choctaw Bowl. And I think it was 1981, pretty sure. And we're playing them in the Choctaw Bowl. That was when they first started district, and they still had a few bowl games around. And so we played Philadelphia, and we were a decent team, but they were a great team. And we get ready for the opening kickoff, and I'm on kick return. And so I'm the second guy on the right side, which means I've got contained. Well, we had those kickers, when you used to strap your shoe and
shoe up
with the strap,
yeah,
and you kick straight up. Well, our kicker couldn't kick it into the end zone, so there was no chance of a touchback. And of course, Dupree opening kickoff is back there in the back, and man, we kick to Dupree, and he breaks to the left, which is on my right. And I go, man, he's coming that way. And he is so fast and so strong. And I see him about the 35, and I break down, man, and I'm chopping those feet, and I'm getting low, and I'm going, I'm finna light your tail up. Because I think I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. And I light into that big scoundrel. And let me tell you what, my head got caught between those big thighs, and they were as big as my shoulders. And he's ripping violently from left to right, dragging me down the field, but I'm hanging on for dear life.
Did you take him down?
Well, after about 15 to 20 yards when he drug me, jerking my head violently from left to right, I finally get around his ankles and he goes to the ground, a solo tackle.
Wow.
And man, I got up, coaches patting me on the back. I'm literally looking out the ear hole, turf hanging out of my face mask on the side. And coach pats me on the back and said, good tackle, Trent. And I said, coach, if he comes this way again, I ain't tackling him.
I ain't tackling. I've got a similar story, but it ended my career. I was in Rosedale, Mississippi, and I felt pretty good about my game. Back then, I started as a 7th grader on the 9th grade team at tailback. But then everybody got bigger than me and bigger than me. And I wasn't working out and doing all that. Well, I had never been really hit. Not like what was about to happen. I don't know who he was. I just know I broke down. I was playing defensive back, all the confidence in the world, 9th grade. And here he comes. And I swear he hit me so hard that I think I remember him hitting me, knocking me almost out, continuing to go, came back and stepped on me twice just to remind me of how hard he hit me, and then proceeded to the end zone. The next year I looked at my coach and I had broke my foot, and I was happy because I said, I think I'm going to stick to basketball and baseball and tennis. I'm done. I can't get hit that hard. It hit me so hard that I said, that's it. That's the wimpy side of me right there, because it was a truck. Anyway, so I was reminded. So we shared the same thing, except you won and I lost. And that's the difference in a major general and a guy that plays music for a living. I got to ask you a question also. Do you ever sort of go, okay, I've given enough. I need to just let everybody give to me for a second. I mean, you've been leaving your family in not the best situations, in dangerous situations, the fear of returning home, just the constant giving. Do you get tired? You ever go, I need a break?
I do. I find that a little more lately than I did earlier on. I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. I drive on stress and pressure and all those things. But it's kind of, I can't remember who wrote that song. But if not me, then who?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is, I can't remember who sings that, but it literally is that kind of thing. If not me, then who? So when you get tired, you just go. My second deployment, I didn't have to go, and my boss asked me, Trent, do you want to go? And I said, heck no, you asked the wrong question. No, I don't want to go. But I don't trust anybody else to care about those folks and try to take care of them and do the best job that I would do because I know what I give. And so I think sometimes you get tired, but I think it's always refreshing to know that sometimes you are the only guy, maybe not the only guy, but you know what kind of love, care, and attention that you'll pay to the people you represent.
Wow. I mean, you guys, to me, the hardest part for me is I stay gone a lot from my family. I didn't even know my family at some point during the year, but I was never in harm's way. I was getting a lot of hugs all the time after shows and getting these wonderful responses and all that. So one visit to Walter Reed changed my life about what you guys actually risk for your entire families. Let's take a quick break. I am with Major General, retired, but now what's your title now? What is called?
I'm Major General, but now the governor promoted me to Lieutenant General, but that's only in the state of Mississippi.
I don't care. Lieutenant General, that's what we're talking about. Congressman Trent Kelly. Stand by, guys.
Back to Greenville in my mind. In my mind. In my mind.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
Hello, I'm
water, and we're in too deep. Yeah, we're in cold water. Say we in too deep.
I love talking to this man. Incredible passion, profound hospitality. That's what he knows. And he even did it with his troops in the military. I'm sure he did it with a stern fist at times, but I love him using the word love and care for his soldiers that he commanded in tough situations. Major General Congressman Trent Kelly's my guest today. Visit Mississippi.org. I mean, come on. We, just like them and myself and all of you out there, we love our soldiers, our troops, and the concern that they have given to us and the service that they offer all the time. They're built this way, and we're forever grateful. But go to visit Mississippi.org. All right, let's talk about some things I don't think I asked you the last time. You know, it takes a certain person to want to join the military. You weren't forced into it. How did it start for you?
Well, like a lot of good stories, we were uptown, but my dad had served, and always I'm a history guy, so I love history. And I just decided, and that was in the heyday of the Reagan era. And so you had the great Soviet Union, and we thought we were going to go to war with those guys. And I just thought, if we do, I want to do my part, and it's much different than it is today. Now we just have Russia, but you have the Soviet Union, and I wanted to join and do my part to make sure that communism didn't spread all over the world, because the freedoms that we have here in America, and I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world and see, people don't even understand how much we have here in America. But I think I had just a little internal thing that told me how much I appreciate what we have and trying to preserve that for others who had never experienced it.
Weather-wise, extreme weather conditions at times?
Man, absolutely. From cold to hot, I can deal with the heat. I think the hottest I ever saw on the actual Air Force temperature when I was in Iraq was 135, but which is hotter than blazes.
Hey, wait, 135?
Yeah, you could fry an egg on metal objects in the thing, but that doesn't really bother me. You just don't touch hot stuff, and you try to stay away from the, just the direct heat. But man, cold, Steve, I cannot stand the cold, and I'm from Mississippi, so 20 degrees is cold to me. So when you get to zero, man, I got to hunt somewhere.
I did the national anthem a couple of times. Well, I did 8 times, I believe 8 times in Lambeau Field. I lost count because it was like church every time. But my last time was Monday Night Football. And I'm telling you, I used to ask for, I wonder how cold it can be. I was acting like I could handle it. And it was -11 wind chill. And I'm telling you right now, I had all of the, the hunting, the little things we put in our, I had 30 of them on me. I had them in places I can't even talk about, and it didn't help. But once I started singing, it was funny. You forget how cold it is. And the thing about Lambeau Field is they sing with you. And so it becomes this moment that, or 2.5, 3 minutes of time, how long it takes me to do the anthem. It's the most moving thing you can ever do. Anyway, but that I remember going like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to have, Lynn Swan on the sidelines and Al Michaels calling the game. And man, it's cold. And that was the first time we had just filmed Catfish Christmas, the video, and Jim McMahon was in the video. He had not been back to Lambeau Field or an NFL game in 9 years. He had sort of sworn it off. Folks don't know that Mac won his second Super Bowl ring backing up Brett Favre. And so he was not only a Chicago Bear, he was at the hated Green Bay Packer and won his second Super Bowl ring with them. And when I walked in to see Brett, he goes, "Why are y'all together? Like, why are you guys together?" I mean, it was such a great thing. And Jim had this wolf hat on, big old monstrous coat, and he'd cover his head and had a wolf on above his head, like a real wolf. And so the trainers saw Mac, and they run back there, and they look, "Mac, we still have these pictures on our wall." And it's him with no clothes on. I can't even tell you what it was. And it was crazy. And Mac was going, "Kid." He calls everybody kid. That's beautiful. So they said, "Steve, we know you like to be on the sidelines," because I'd done Monday Night Football and a bunch of other games. "You have to leave and go to your box after this." When they saw Mac was with me, I walk out on the field, and it's like Mick Jagger showed up. The whole stadium erupts. And then they looked at me and they said, "You can stay on the field." Like, it was Mac. Wow. I mean, it was crazy. I think Jim McMahon has got to be one of the most popular, crazy, he was rock and roll to the game of football when he used to wear the commissioner's name on Pete Rozelle or whatever on his hat. Is getting fined all that time. Anyway, you just made me think of a memory and you made me pop off. Let's talk about career path. What does it take and the time it took to go from entering the National Guard to becoming a major general? I mean, what's that look like?
Well, it's Steve, as you know, you're in the music industry, and everybody always thinks y'all are like overnight successes, and they don't see the work that goes into getting there. They also don't see the people that help you get there. Yeah. It's not a solo thing. I mean, family, you start with family. You start with a strong faith in God. But I'm going to tell you, great mentors, great people who work with you and for you. It's just a group project. But I mean, what it means is working all the time. And Steve, just like breaking into the music industry, every now and then you've got to have a break, because for every one of you that is working as hard as you are and doing the right things like you are, there's 10 others who just didn't have the right timing or the right place. So a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice by people outside of your window. And I mean, it's just amazing the amount of people who contributed to my success. And I pray that I never forget those people, because they're the reason I got where I am.
Well, while you're talking about that, let's talk about some of these mentors or really influential people along the way that sort of help mold you. You're eventually going to become Trent Kelly, the man that the good Lord put on this earth to become, if he worked hard enough, prayed hard enough, loved hard enough, all those things that you have to do yourselves to get there. But who are the folks that you just go, like individually, you go like, man, without that guy or girl or person besides your family?
Well, Sonny Montgomery was somebody I admired. He was my congressman growing up, and he'd been a general and a congressman. So you start with a role model. We actually commanded the same battalion. And then you look at people like Jim Lipscomb and Leon
I love Major
Collins,
Jim. General Jim,
Ben Gaston. I Oh my gosh. I think I said Bill Freeman. I mean, you could go on and on. Bobby Ginn and Durr Boyles. I mean, just so many mentors and people to choose from that show you what right looks like. Because I joke with people sometimes. I said, I'm an officer. I don't know how to act right, but I had a brother and a dad who were high-level NCOs. And I said, so I know what right looks like. I think that's the key to mentors, is picking people who show you what right looks like so that you can strive to be that. But Sonny Montgomery, even though I only met him briefly twice and didn't know him as a man, he inspired my political and my military career. And one I leave out, who was my dad's friend and was a great Mississippian, is Denver Bracken, who played All-American basketball player at Ole Miss and later played with the Knicks, but he was acting adjutant general of Mississippi. And Denver was such a great man, and I did know him.
Wow. I love you talking about, some of these folks that impact you. Interesting that you sort of had the same career path as Sonny. Isn't it interesting that you sort of mimicked it in a way?
Very, very similar. And they did an article when I first got elected and said Kelly's could be a long ride. And it did the comparisons between me and Sonny. Wow. And, I was just overwhelmed because I'll never be what he was. He was a great American, a great patriot. He was a great statesman and a great citizen. And so if I can even be half of that, I think I'll have a very successful career.
Wow. Major General Trent Kelly's my guest today. Congressman Trent Kelly, Lieutenant General by Governor Reeves, proclaimed, and that is as cool as it gets. Speaking of cool, visit Mississippi.org. Check it out. Plan a road trip. Eat your way around Mississippi. We got a lot of chefs. Finally, a Southern chef. Go figure. Finally getting Michigan love. Michelin love. Not Michigan. We're not talking about Michigan. Michelin love. A lot of great chefs. Check it out. We'll be right back with the Major General Trent Kelly.
And I shall believe.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
The One Body. In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Major General Trent Kelly, my guest today. He's hanging out in Tupelo, Mississippi with the king of rock and roll. That doesn't get any better than that. Visit Mississippi.org. Celebrate Tupelo and all that was born and spawned there. The greatest singer, performer in history that was made on Mississippi soil, and the rest is history. Go to visit Mississippi.org. Major General Trent Kelly, my guest today, congressman serving. That's what he does best. He loves it. Hey, you've got a lot of good things going on in Northwest Mississippi, Northeast Mississippi, in your district. There is a whole lot of growth. I'm watching my brother Joey just got a text, Chick-fil-A's coming there, but he's got everybody there. I mean, it's like nuts. Joe, I told him if he ever ran for election, his campaign would go, you can't say no to Joe, because you can't say no. Back in the day when he was managing me, radio guys, hey, Steve, great to see you. Where's Joe? I'm telling you, where's Joe? Where's Joe? He'd bring him his jalapeno popcorn. And, I mean, he'd bring Mississippi State cheese. He was always gifting things and all that, but they loved him. And I was more quiet. I know people can't believe I was more quiet, but Joe was sort of the guy. And I look, but I know he's in with Tate County, and I know a lot of things are going on that's bridging between Tate and between Lafayette. So tomato, what's going on there? What's in the water? What's happening?
Well, first of all, I just have to thank our governor and the past governors. I mean, Mississippi is open for business. And then you don't do that without a great workforce. And it's those same smart people that become Elvises or Eudora Weltys or whatever that are all across Mississippi that make up the greatest workforce. So first of all, we're open for business. And, the taxes and getting things ready, but we just have great citizens, great workforce. And when companies, I always laugh when I'm on, I was in a hearing one day and I said, you guys come to Mississippi kicking and screaming and you leave claw marks coming here because you don't want to come. And I said, then you son of a guns won't leave.
You won't leave.
Here, man, there's just something so special about Mississippi, Steve. When you come here, you don't want to leave because of the way the people treat you and the things that we have. And I think just more and more people are seeing that.
I have a good example of this. First of all, when I do my charity event every year, which you got to come, by the way, we'd love to have you and your bride. It'd be awesome. And the door is always open. But every June, we're in our 15th year for our foundation. And we have a lot of different races come, we're from different, but the greatest compliment in the world is Reggie Smith, one of the greatest baseball players ever. He was the all-star, honorary all-star coach a few years ago in the Major League All-Star game. He's already in the Hall of Fame at Boston Red Sox, about to go in this year in August for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He grew up in the Green Book days where sometimes he had to stay in a different hotel with his own players. And then obviously he evolved into where we are, where we've grown to be, but got to be with everybody. He comes in on our Thursday event that Monday, him and his wife, and he's become friends. He goes fishing with Johnny McWright down here, a good friend of ours, and he won't leave. And he said, and he lives in Los Angeles. He's got this big stadium that he trains all of these athletes from birth, and gets them gets some scholarships and into the major leagues and all that. And the most respected man I've ever met in my life. I truly believe that. And he cannot wait to get to Mississippi, and he cries when he has to leave us. And it's amazing. And every year he wants to stay longer. I think that's a tribute right there to who we and what we become. And also this place of ours. I can go on, and that's why I love being the music and culture ambassador, because I will fight tooth and I will because I know what we really are about. And anyway, so I love you saying that. All right. Stress and anxiety and all of these things that come aboard, especially with this new generation of kids. I don't know if our parents allowed us to talk about our anxiety. I don't ever remember my mom and dad go, oh, let me talk about your feelings and all that. But I know we do for our kids. The difference in a soldier and how you have to interact with them and prepare them for what's coming when we do know about all this mental illness and all this anxiety, all these issues.
Yeah, I think the main thing is have realistic expectations of people and let them know what they are. Don't expect people to do things that they're not capable of doing. So I think that's one of the biggest traits of leadership that I see. But and letting people know if you do your best, that's enough. And so like we all have different things. And so I think it's really important to realize what people's best is, getting the maximum of that. And then we all have weaknesses. You have them, I have them. And then with people that you lead, you try to cover up their weaknesses or have other people fill in and highlight their strengths. But my mom always said, if people don't like you for who you are, they sure ain't gonna like you for who you ain't. And and so
that's a hit song.
So embrace yourself, and know what you're about. And I think that's the main thing. But it's all about building confidence. When you're confident in people, they're confident in themselves. When you doubt them, they doubt themselves.
What'd your mom say? What's that quote? That's great.
She said, if people don't like you for who you are, they darn sure ain't gonna like you for who you ain't.
That's a hit title right there. How come you and I have written that?
You just give that credit to my mother, Barbara.
That's beautiful. That says it all. All right. Large scale operations, like really large scale, when you know that this is game time, it's the Super Bowl of combat. Like, how do you prepare? What's that strategically look like?
It's kind of like you talked about singing. Once you start singing, or football, once you get the first hit, like you're so engrossed in the planning, you really don't have time to think about all the ancillary things that are out there. You don't have time to worry about the what ifs. You're so singularly focused. And then when it kicks off, you're so caught up in the moment. But I tell people, my experiences in combat, I found there's two kind of people. There's fast mo people and slow mo people. Fast mo people don't know what in the heck happened. Like they wake up and things are over and they go, what happened? They don't remember a thing. And then the slow mo people, like I can still hear, smell, see, taste, touch. It's like things move in super slow motion. And so even though, when Peyton Manning talks about taking a snap, all the things he did, the pre-read, the read, and then it takes him 30 minutes to describe what he did in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way in combat. Like you could process so much because you're so laser focused on the things. I don't know. I think God gives us a gift. You're either slow mo or fast mo, and thank God I think I'm a slow mo guy.
Yeah, you want things to slow down, even in the speed. You think about Peyton, and you think about that. That says it all. Can you imagine what was going on through his mind? But I guess he had relived it so many times. He was very studied, right? You always saw him. You never ever saw him without a clipboard, or that it became an iPad as things became that. But every time he'd get the sidelines, it was like, he never took his eyes off this clip. Or the iPad and trying to figure out what went wrong before or what's going on. Has there ever been a more educated quarterback that you've seen in your life?
No, but I think this across the spectrum. The harder you prepare, the luckier you get.
Sure.
And I don't think it's just things that you expect to see again. Like, I think that's the whole filtering of knowledge. Our brains we don't use any of the capacity of our brain. So when you hear those things, even though you think they're ancillary, when you're processing those things and the ability to pull them up, and I think Peyton was the ultimate preparer. And I think to be good at anything, you have to prepare all the time.
Man, that Manning family, what a treasure. And no matter what they say, they're still Mississippi born and bred.
Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, the Mannings, just Steve McNair, Marcus Dupree, on and on and on.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
We have so many great athletes in Mississippi.
Man, change the world. Let's take a quick break. Major General Trent Kelly is my guest today. He is working all things Mississippi and beyond, like he always has done. Grateful for his love of Mississippi, his service of Mississippi, his family, giving up all of that time for him to make a difference for all of us. Visit Mississippi.org. Check it out. Plan a road trip. I'm Steve Azar. Stand by.
Finally home. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Securing America.
As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, we want to look at the historic battles which literally helped secure America. After more than 6 years of fighting, the American Revolution came to an end following the Battle of Yorktown in Virginia, also known as the Siege of Yorktown. After French ships arrived in the Chesapeake Bay at the end of August 1781, American troops led by George Washington, who were accompanied by French ground forces, arrived at Yorktown in the last few days of September. The British commander, General Charles Cornwallis, was completely surrounded. 2.5 weeks of American and French attacks led to Cornwallis asking for terms of surrender, with the official surrender coming on October 19, 1781. That led to negotiations on the Treaty of Paris, which was signed on September 3, 1783, officially ending the Revolutionary War. Kevin Ureski, Fox News.
Not in Tupelo, Mississippi, where my today's guest today is Major General Trent Kelly, and he knows all about the magic in the water. There's definitely something in it. And he is grateful to be a Mississippian so much that he's given his entire life to serving us all. Can't thank him enough for all of that. Fostering collaboration between different branches and units. When things and people don't quite gel, Major General, how do you have two opposites come together for a greater cause? Because I know you don't always get along.
No, we don't. I think you find in people and in people who are different than you try to make a personal connection. Like no matter how much we disagree or that we're different, there's always these commonalities. And I think it's kind of like highlighting people's strengths and kind of covering up their weaknesses. It's the same thing. You focus on the things you agree on. And if you genuinely like people, you can find ways to work with them.
Okay, I'm going to ask you. Yeah, sure. I'm going to ask you some Jetson questions, space age, where we're heading with AI. I mean, could you see soldiers one day that you got Elon Musk building these robots that I'd like a personal robot, to be honest with you. But could you see that actually happening in any lifetime?
Oh yeah, AI is part of our life right now. The question is how do we regulate it in a way that doesn't make it dangerous, but it's a part of everyday life already. We're already using it throughout the military. It just gives us the ability to process information. But just like we grew up, we just started getting computers when we were young, Steve, and like garbage in, garbage out, right? Good information in leads to good information out. So AI is the same way. It's only as good, but there'll always be that human element because it's only as good as the human information that is going into AI, just like it was computers.
It's crazy to me, though. Like we're dealing now with, you can take, well, we had our first all AI generated song from writing it to recording it to putting it out that went #1 before Christmas in the country market. So you're talking about somebody that all they did was throw in an idea and they have this app that you can go musically. Now, I got to tell you something. I cannot believe the quality of the recordings, and it takes 2 minutes. You go, this is what I want this to be. This is who I want the singer to sort of sound like. This is the instruments I want to paint with. This, and then all of a sudden it's mastered, and it sounds like the greatest players in Music City. You're going to lose a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of grit. How do we protect that?
Well, I think, first of all, perfection can grow old, okay? And the things that make us strong are things that go wrong. And I think, we lost our friend David Allen Coe. I didn't know him, but we lost him this last week, I think, recently. But I think back to the song, and it was the perfect country, western, and music song. But it wasn't perfect because it didn't talk about mamas and trains.
Until he added it. Right.
The imperfections in life are the things that give us culture. It's the things that give us character. And so I think if you get too perfect, I think people will kind of long for the imperfections of human nature. So I think sometimes and I know definitely our weaknesses when we recognize them are the things that can make us stronger because we've made mistakes there and we're not going to do it again. So I think sometimes perfection is an imperfection in itself.
The final thing, what's going on there? We've got about a minute left. What's going on there in your area that you're excited about?
Well, I mean, just the continued business growth here. I'm really excited with the investment. We've got so much in Northeast and Northwest Mississippi in the Golden Triangle area. Sure. I'm just so excited. And I have to say again, our governor and our state legislature has done such a good job of opening Mississippi up for business.
Yep.
And we on the federal side are trying to bring as many folks as we can to give us good, high-paying jobs because that's what it's all about.
Governor Reeve's been working his tail off. I mean, I was good to see him the other day, and I think that he loves our state. First and second, his family, and third, his his basketball. Anyway, I mess with him all the time. He was a heck of a basketball player growing up, and I know that he had his basketball goals set up at his house. That's my kind of governor. Listen, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. I know you got to get back to work for Mississippi. You're such a wonderful man, and I love you, pal. Thank you for all you do.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Later on, Major General Trent Kelly. Visit Mississippi.org. Have a great weekend, folks. Blessings. We'll see you later.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.